Is anything too hard for the Lord? That part. That's the part that got me. It is day 2 of my period, and I feel absolutely horrendous. Funny thing is, my period was 6 days late, and I believe it's just due to all the stress that I was under August. And again, it was a lot of just me mental stress. I mean, things that are going on in life, but I think I just got so stressed out that my body was like, because I've never skipped a period in my life. My period is never late. I always have my period, even when I'm lean, like competition. Like, I've competed before with my period. I have stepped off of stage, gone to my room, and my period has started. So she doesn't leave me. So after I took my pregnancy test and it was negative, and then I realized, okay, I'm not lean. Is there something wrong with me? So I was, needless to say, I was happy to see my period, but that just let me know right there, we have to do a better job at just, maintaining the stress. Alright, so it is 6:50 a.m. I have started back training in the morning because honestly, that is what works best for me in the name of making sure I stay consistent. And also, as the day goes on, it just gives me more stress and anxiety because I haven't done what I needed to do in the gym to hit my goals. So since I'm training earlier in the morning, so it is 6:50, gotta drop my mom off at work, I'll probably get to the gym probably like around 8 o'clock, because after I drop her off, you'll see, I'll go to the park and I like to read my devotional and do my Bible study there. But since it's early, I don't want a full on meal, so I already drank some water. I'm going to have my English muffin with peanut butter, and then I'm going to use some of my Legion plant-based protein. This is the salted caramel, and it is amazing, and I am a Legion sponsored affiliate athlete, so you can use my code Amberp. It will get you 20% off if it's your first order with Legion. If you're a returning customer, you will get loyalty points, and what happens is you can rack up those loyalty points and you will get money off later. So definitely check it out. I do plant-based because I can't do whey on a regular basis. I do have a dairy sensitivity, so this is what works best for me, and finding a plant-based protein that doesn't taste like grass is very difficult. So for my breakfast, I'm gonna have my protein shake, English muffin with peanut butter. This is already tracked in my macros. I don't change my food, so I check in on Thursdays. If my coach makes adjustment to my macros, she'll do so then. I'll go ahead and make my whole meal plan, and I eat the same thing throughout the week until adjustments are made. Or, like, of course, if I run out of something at home, I need to make an adjustment, but just in the name of consistency and keeping it easy for me. I think what people fail to forget when it comes to prep and bodybuilding, this does not, I'm not talking about, lifestyle, weight loss, muscle gain. Like, when you are in prep, when you're a bodybuilder, things are very strategic, and the less moving parts that you have, the easier. So basically, if you're someone who's constantly switching things in and out, it's skewing your data. Keep it the same, keep it clean. Stop trying to make these Gordon Ramsay meals. Like, it ain't that, it's prep, okay? so I'm going to share my thoughts with you. Right now, I am in Genesis 18. So this year, I have gone through the gospel. So I've done Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and I finished up Acts last week. Acts is so good. It's almost like Acts is like a movie. I felt like I was watching a movie, but it was so good. And I was tempted to just go on to Romans, but I was like, no, I need to back up. I want to go all the way back to Genesis because, listen, I don't know the Bible like that, okay? I am learning. This year has been a transformation. I could feel God had been chasing me down. So it was like, you know what? Let me be obedient. And I think some people have a hard time getting into the Bible, which I'm going to have a whole video on that coming up very soon. That used to be me. However, just start. Just like with anything, just start. Anywho, so right now I'm in Genesis 18 and I started here yesterday, but then I got distracted and I never got a chance to come back to it. So now I can actually focus. I do not like getting into my word if it's not quiet and I can't focus. So I like reading my Bible outside because I feel like that's when the Lord speaks to me. And there's just something about being outside in his creation, reading his word. I don't know. But anywho, so let me give you some context. So Genesis 18 is the three visitors. So this is when the three visitors come to visit Abraham, and one of them tells him that he'll return next year because Sarah, who is 90, he tells him he'll return next year because Sarah, his wife, they're both older, is going to have a baby. And so Sarah is just kind of like, what? This is something that she's been wanting the whole time. She wanted a baby so bad that she took her slave Hagar, told her husband Abraham, hey, go sleep with her. But then when she got pregnant, she was feeling a way about it. Just mess, okay? Just mess. Anywho, so one of them said that they'd return next year and Sarah would have a baby. And so Sarah laughed. She's like, what? When I'm old and worn out? First of all, that's a word for me in another way, just simply because that's something that I kind of have been battling with. I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm about to be 36. I haven't had any children. I've ruined my life, and life right now is very, very difficult. Just a lot of things, right? And so for me, like it hits because that's something that I've been dealing with. I've been suppressing it, but I think I just need to go ahead and deal with it. Feeling like I'm behind in life. Things aren't looking good as far as just like, career wise, finances. I'm about to be 36. I don't have any children yet. I have ruined my life. I'm getting old. I'm not getting old, but when you talk about, childbearing, the beautiful thing is as we progress in life, we know that women are having babies older. Now, I don't want to have babies in my 40s. That's not what I'm trying to do. So it's kind of like, hey girl, you need to make something shake within the next 2 to 3 years, So there's that. But after Sarah laughed at herself, she thought, after I'm worn out and my Lord is old, will I now have this pleasure of having kids? Because both her and Abraham, they're older, right? Then the Lord said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh and say, will I really have a child now that I'm old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? That part. That's the part that got me. It's anything too hard for the Lord. Nothing is impossible with God. Nothing is too hard for him. If anything, it's us. We get in our own way because we are looking at it in our own fleshly ways. And for me, it's our own will. That has been my biggest struggle in everything that I've been dealing with for the past 2 months, is getting out of my own way and releasing my will. That is dying to self when you surrender 100% to the Lord. And so that's something that I've had to do because my biggest stress has been career and finances. And I'm like, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do? X, Y, and Z. But then I realized last night, or was it 2 nights ago, that I just need to relinquish it to the Lord. Surrender all 110%. Learning. I just need to give it all to him. And I have been going back and forth and back and forth. Okay, well, maybe I should do this. And I start doing that. And then something else would come up. And I'm like, no, that doesn't feel right. And trying to figure out, Lord, what's your will for my life? What direction should I go? What should I do? And I got very clear instructions the Lord said, you have nothing to figure out, just be with me. This was in August. And I'm like, okay, I have nothing to figure out, just be with you. And so with that being said, I heard it, I understand it, but when I look at what I've been doing for the past month and a half now, it has been me operating in my own will, like again trying to force the Lord to show me and got like that's me in my own will again. So I just need to let go, be still, and do nothing right now. And when I say do nothing, I mean like don't try to figure out or do things in my own will. Just truly surrender my career path to the Lord is what I need to do. And just looking at things in the natural, I'm like, yo, this is looking real hard, Lord. But this one line, is anything too hard for the Lord? No, it's not. So that's my little Bible study moment for this portion of the vlog, which was not even planned. However, it just hit me and I wanted to share that with y'all in case anyone else out there is, going through some things. Okay, and then something else I like to do if I am reading and something doesn't make sense to me, which is why like I had to take a break from Genesis 18 yesterday, was because I was getting confused with some things. And so I will use Enduring Word, so it's Bible commentary, so it has the entire Bible and it basically breaks down everything so you can understand it. I was confused because it said that these three men appeared, but at the same time, I was just like, but it seems like it's God. So I went through and read the Bible commentary. And so it was, basically, it was the Lord speaking through or an angel. That's what I am picking up. And this is also why I feel that it's hard for why some people struggle reading the Bible, is because some stuff we just don't understand. Like, it is okay. And I know for me, I used to feel just very ignorant and incompetent because I didn't understand, and so it would make me just not want to read. But having this Bible commentary makes it so easy for you, because if you don't understand, you can just go here and then you can get the clarity, then you get the wisdom and you can follow through. But something that I was just reading here, God also reveals his plan that he's going to basically destroy Sodom and Gomorrah because they was ratchet. Like they was sinning hard. And so Abraham was asking, okay, Lord, well, basically, you're righteous, you're just. And so you're saying you're going to destroy all of the cities, even the people who are righteous, who are doing good. So basically, that's Abraham's way of, basically not reminding God, but just showing that he understands God's nature. So he's basically saying, hey, God, like these people that are good, you can't treat them as if they are wicked. And so what happened, where was it? Okay, found it. So Abraham was very specific whenever he was asking questions. So basically he said, okay, so if you find 50 righteous people, are you going to spare their lives, or are you going to basically take them out? God was like, no, if I find 50, I'll spare 50. And so then Abraham was like, okay, what about 45? He said, okay, if I find 45, then I'll spare 45. And Abraham continues to go on. But even as he continues to go on, he's like, Lord, I know I'm nothing but dust and ashes, but I'm just asking. He's making it plain. And so in the commentary, it says, often our prayer, it says Abraham's intercession was effective because it was specific. He talked about specific numbers with God, and not only in broad, general terms. Often our prayers are ineffective because we really don't ask the Lord to do anything. Instead, we often just toss up wishes to heaven. So that's the commentary from Enduring Word, and that is so true. Think about your prayers. It says, which scripture is it? Write the vision and make it plain. I literally just read this yesterday. I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen, but think about it. It's like we have to be specific in what it is that we are asking the Lord to do for us. So that's just a little perspective there, instead of just like, oh, hoping and wishing and praying. It's like, no, Lord, here I am. Here's what's going on. I know you can do anything. Here is what I need. And if you see fit, do it, or do it your way. It's just, yeah. That's good. That's good. What time is it? Okay, it's 8 o'clock. We got to go to the gym.
All right, let's get into these glutes. The biggest takeaway from this is you need to know the fundamentals, right? The basics. And then once you know those, you need to take time to learn your body and figure out what works best for you. It doesn't matter what other athletes are going, you've got to learn your body. So I like to start off with walking lunges, body weight. Then I'll just throw in some kettlebells. I don't want anything heavy because I just want to warm up. And that turn when I come down, it just helps me really hit that glute med and we can just get things fired up. Next up, I'm going to switch over to doing step ups. Again, no weight. The goal is to just warm it up. We're not trying to go heavy. I am someone that likes to spend a lot of time warming my glutes up first, just simply because if I don't, I have a hard time firing up my glutes and getting good glute engagement, especially due to the left side of my body being kind of finicky. I have arthritis in the left side of my neck, and sometimes if it's acting up, then left engagement on any part of my body, so whether it be my lats or my left glute, sometimes it can just be very difficult. So doing step ups with body weight and then just adding a light kettlebell, really focusing on mind muscle connection. And then now I'm going to do some kickbacks. It is amazing to me how good I've gotten with my mind muscle connection to the point where I can do kickbacks and fire my glutes up and not use any weight, just body weight. So mind muscle connection, y'all, do not sleep on it. It's one of those things that is very difficult to explain, but once you get it, you get it. So now we just checking, see we got a little pumpy pump going. Moving on to hip thrust. So for my first movement, I always like to start off with hip thrust because first of all, it's the most exhausting. So I want to go ahead and give it all the energy that I got. And something else that I found too is whenever I start off with my hip thrust versus it being middle or last lift, I'm able to maintain my glute engagement and my glutes stay fired throughout my entire workout session. So this really helps me maintain my glute engagement and keeps them fired up all the way through. Now, that was the warm-up set. I loaded that bad boy up. I put 245s on both sides, and my lower back said no. And y'all, I hurt my lower back at the beginning of prep, and I'm not trying to do that again. So what I do if it's a situation like that, I will do pulses. So I will thrust for 4 reps and then hold it for 4 seconds. Thrust for 4 reps and then hold it for 4 seconds. Don't underestimate it. A lot of people think that, oh, well, you have to go crazy, crazy heavy in order to grow your glutes. Let me tell you, I am someone, I can't go crazy heavy because I lose it in my glutes, and let's just say I've been able to successfully grow my glutes. So figure out what works best for you and making sure you have the mind muscle connection. And the biggest thing for hip thrust is making sure that you tuck your pelvis under. For me, if I don't have my pelvis tucked under whenever I'm doing my hip thrust, I feel nada, and honestly, it's going to be pointless. Now I'm just doing some lying hamstring curls. I mean, nothing really to explain here. And then after that, we're going to move on to some abductions. I love abductions, especially for that upper outer glute, man. Don't sleep on these. And then I also did some reverse hypers, but there were too many people over there, and I didn't want to get them in the camera. And that was it.
Okay, back home, showered, put some clothes on, did my hair. That shower was one of those showers that was needed. Have you ever just needed one of those like purge cry showers? That was me. First of all, I'm on my period, so I'm just already crazy. But shower, light a candle in the dark, praise and worship music, and just let it all loose. Just cry, just snot, just praise God, just whatever it is you need to do. That was that, and I feel so much better. Anywho, already had my first meal. Forgot to vlog that because I was so freaking hungry. However, I do have a picture of it. This is from yesterday when I put it on my Instagram. I ate the same thing. So that was the first meal. Now I am about to have my lesion recharge. So this is something new that I have been supplementing into my routine. So the reason, hold on, let me say this. First of all, in the health, fitness, bodybuilding world, there are a lot of supplements, right? And these are what I call your non-essential supplements, meaning that do they help? Yes. But is it going to slow up your progress if you don't utilize them? No. So I'm talking things like protein powders. You don't have to utilize a protein powder. I've done preps without a protein powder, and then I have spurts in my prep where I will use a protein powder and then I won't. So you don't have to do that. I know once I start getting real close down the wire, I want to eat my food. I don't want to drink it. So protein powders go out the door. And then of course, like peak week, no artificial sweeteners, all that other stuff. So you're not having it anyway. So protein powders, you do not have to have. Pre-workouts. I am not a pre-workout girly. Not a pre-workout girly. I don't like for my heart to feel like it's going to bust out of my chest. That scares me. No bueno, no gusto. I've been practicing my Portuguese. More on that in another video. And then this here, this is by Legion. Like I said, you guys, I am part of the Legion family now. I do have a code, Amberp, that supports your girl. But what this is it is a post-workout drink. So one of my struggles as an athlete is my recovery. So this here is to help me recover. Now, the best recovery is going to be sleep and rest, period. So you can take this all day long, but if you are not getting enough sleep, if you are not resting, you're never going to recover anyway, no matter how much of this you're drinking. So basically it boosts muscle growth and recovery, 5 grams of creatine, and it has L-carnitine in it. So creatine is scientifically proven to help with muscle growth. It's not a PED. So it's not anabolic by any means. So it's safe for any and everyone to take, male, female. It's not going to harm you. But this is what I have been utilizing, and I like it a lot. Again, is it essential? No. Do you need it? No. Is it helpful? You bet. All right, so we are going to have our little drinky drink here, and then I need to go get ready for work. Y'all are going to get ready with me. It's my first day at Sephora. So we'll get ready. We'll do a little chit chat and whatnot. All right, girlies, I'm going to be real as per usual because I don't know how to be anything else. I don't even remember when I applied at Sephora. I really don't. It could have been in one of my like stressed out, distraught moments. I don't know. But like I had said in a previous video, the reason for this was just simply because for the goals that I have set, and then just from a financial standpoint of, you know, wanting to clear up debt and just really focus on the financial journey of getting 100% out of debt, because at one point I'm using the Danessa Meyer Show Me Skin Balm. Everything will be down below. I haven't used this in a really long time, and I thought today would be a good day to do so. But I was doing really, really good. Probably about maybe 2 years ago, just really tackling my debt. And then last year, especially like towards the end of last year, probably spring of last year, was when things started regressing. And then like when Murillo started going through his health challenges, and then he didn't have a job for a minute, like it just, things got really, really tough. And so it just threw me right back. I mean, I feel like I'm honestly further behind than what I was previously. Needless to say, scripture says we shall owe no one. So I really want to focus on that. And then also, because I'm sure y'all want the tea. If you've made it this far to the end of the video, God bless you. You're going to get the tea, all right? So my biggest stressor right now, I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that I have just changed a lot spiritually. Like I'm still the same old Amber P, you know what I mean? But just my spiritual journey with God. And one of the toughest things right now is, and I've said it in the past, when you pray that prayer, Lord, make my desire yours. Remove things that you don't want to be there. That's what I'm going through. I am truly trying to figure out what it is that the Lord wants me to do, because when I tell you the Lord is on my heels, He's on my heels and He's not letting up. So the process of truly trying to understand like what it is that I'm supposed to be doing has just sent me so so far down a dark hole of just distraught and stress. It's not even funny. And I know I'm not supposed to worry. I know, Sister Cast, all my worries upon him. Don't worry about anything, pray about everything. I am human. Okay, because I know I am not to be striving and hustling hard. I also know that if you don't work, you do not eat. And for me, like one of the biggest struggles that I've had with my business, honestly, like let's keep it a buck. Everybody knows nothing has been the same since 2020, right? And so since I prior to 2020, we were fine. We were fine. Marilla was thriving in his business. I was thriving in my business. So it's just a matter of trying to figure it out. And I don't even know if it's a matter of figuring anything out. I think it's just I'm uncomfortable is what it is. Let's just be real. I'm uncomfortable because it's like you want me to do that. And when you are I feel that I am tugged in so many different directions in my life, in my household, that everything has just become so overwhelming. And it got to the point to where like I couldn't even be on point in regards to my own bodybuilding journey. That is still a goal of mine. And I prayed about it and I thought it was something that I needed to let go, but it's not. Like God, I do not feel I just know, like, it's just that knowing in your heart. I know that's not something that I am supposed to be done with right now. So I'm like, all right, cool. But now what? What do I do? Because here's the thing. I cannot, nor do I want to be trying to do all the things. Realistically, if I could just focus on one thing, that would be amazing. But something that I have been really working through is being a creative person, being able to do multiple things, being able to have multiple gifts. And I don't mean that in a sense of an arrogance way. It's just me like putting out, the data out there. It can feel like a curse. It can truly feel like a curse sometimes. And so I find myself saying, Lord, okay, I can go this direction, I can go that direction, or I can go this direction. I do not want to operate in my own will right now because when I operate in my own will, it just never goes well. And so it's just kind of like, can you please expedite this and tell me so I don't go out here and do nothing crazy that I'm not supposed to be doing? That's essentially what it is. But also, I know a lot of it is fear of the unknown. And guess what? That is an issue with ding, 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 your faith and trust in the Lord. So here we are right back again, right? So that has been honestly the biggest stressor in my life. And then my husband is getting ready to like officially launch his business. And I know it's my duty to help him with that. So trying to figure out how am I supposed to do all of these things? Because I know for a fact it is not humanly possible. So just trying to navigate that and figure it out has been quite daunting. Quite daunting. And something else that I honestly have been praying for, I've been praying for discipleship. Specifically, you need discipleship, right? And part of that is getting into church. And I definitely need to do better about getting into church. But I crave and urge discipleship. I have been praying for a woman of Christ who is older than me, who is a married woman, who understands creativity and has a business, has a family. That is something that I have been praying for because, listen, you need wise counsel, okay? Everybody needs wise counsel. And I feel like if I could just have a spiritual advisor, a spiritual mentor, discipleship, that would be very, very helpful. And it's not to say that the people like my friends in my life can't help me, I just understand that people can only help you to a certain extent, right? You know, I need someone who is just more experienced in very specific areas. You know what I mean? And again, that's not to discredit anybody that my loved ones, because I mean, I'll be the first one to say it's like, first I'll pray about it. Okay, come to me. I'm going to help you. But also, if it's something that's just not in my wheelhouse, I'm going to be like, friend, I'm going to pray that you find the resources that you need to help you with. You know, it's just a matter of knowing thyself, knowing what you can and cannot service someone with, you know? And everybody needs, I feel, a spiritual advisor. Everybody needs discipleship. But, you know, and when I say everybody, I'm speaking of, you know, like women of faith. Like, we need that. It's crucial. This is our completed look. It's giving fall vibes. I haven't used this probably since last fall. This is the last eyeshadow palette I bought last year when this came out. I have not bought an eyeshadow palette all year long. Definitely not for myself. And I haven't bought any for my kit because I haven't needed to. That's why I was so excited for the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette. But when I saw how not warm it was, so disappointed. So we busted her out, and it's supposed to be limited edition, but of course she's still available. So if you want like a nice fall palette, highly recommend. Okay, I'm going to get ready for, well, I'm ready. I'm ready. Gonna go to work. I'll come back and I will let y'all know how the first day goes. Okay, first day is complete. First of all, if you're a true oily skin girl, give me some good light. Like, my face is not budged. The lighting is horrible right now. The Danessa Skin Yummy Skin Balm Foundation, you know, the one little pot situation. Man, I have been wearing foundation, y'all, because I prefer my face without foundation. However, working at a makeup store, it does help to wear the product so that way you can make the sales. Anywho, that's not what this is about. Yes, I still do not have a car tripod. Here's the thing with my car tripods, like, because of the way my dashboard is set up, it's hard to find one that really sticks. Like, I've tried plenty of other ones. The one that I currently have fits my other tiny camera. This camera don't fit up there. Anywho, Lord have mercy. Okay, welcome to Charlotte 6 o'clock traffic. I ain't been in it like this before on this side of town. Okay, anywho, first day. Let me tell you, this leadership team already, I just, this, like, the company itself is so different from Macy's. Let me back up really quickly. I loved my leadership team at Macy's, which was one of the reasons why I stayed, because I loved them. But just the policies of Macy's and how they operate, the company itself, I'm like, yeah, no, absolutely not. However, of course, it's just first day. I'm using my discernment, okay? The Holy Spirit was with me. You know why? Because I prayed before I even walked up in there. Anywho, my discernment is telling me that the leadership team is solid and just the company itself solid. Now listen, you can get on the internet and you'll hear, oh yeah, what it's like working at this place, that place. Like, there's always going to be people who have a bad experience. That's just what it is. For the Sephora that I'm at,
it is I'm honestly, I'm blown away. I am extremely blown away, especially going into it now. Like, this will be my second ever retail experience. I'm older. I have perspective on just what it's like to be retail, how it works, the beauty department, just, and then my own experience being a makeup artist, being a hairstylist, running my business, and learning the business of Sephora. It's very, I don't know, it's just different. What the store director pulled me, and we went outside and we went and got coffee, and she just wanted to talk to me. And I thought that right there, I'm like, you run this whole store, and you stopped in the middle of your day just to come chit chat with me, have a coffee with me. And I thought, wow, that right there is exceptional leadership. That right there shows that you care about your staff. And I love how transparent she was. You know, she's like, I'm a director. I don't know. I'm not a makeup artist. So for my makeup artist girls, like, whenever we're trying to, come up with things, like, I need for y'all to tell me, hey, this is what's realistic. This is what's not. And, she's like, holidays are coming. It can get crazy sometimes. Some days will be crazy. However, we're a team. We all work together. I was just really blown away. And then the studio manager, love her. She's just so kind and chill. And then the manager that does the scheduling and everything. Everyone, the leadership team here is solid, and all the other employees there, they're solid too. I got a good vibe. I got trained by the Makeup by Mario rep today, and if you know anything about me, Mario Divanovic is my favorite makeup artist. His makeup artistry has always been just like, it's timeless, it's classic. You look at his looks from years ago, they're still beautiful today. And that's what I love about his work, is it's not trendy. You know what I mean? It's like, of course, yes, did he set trends? Yes, because him and Kim did a lot of fantastic, just crazy looks, but his makeup artistry, his personality, his soul, everything about it. So I love that that was the first brand that I got to get trained on. And the rep and I, we were geeking out on makeup because we have the same style, just, very just skin. We like to focus on the skin and just, enhancing the natural beauty. It just, yeah, we're not trendy girlies, which there's other own trends, but everyone has their own style and aesthetic. But all in all, it was a great first day. I am so excited for this. I'm excited for the future. Immediately, I was helping people, like, matching with the new Patrick Ta foundation. Like, I don't know where stuff is at, but I don't have to know where stuff is at, because what do I know? If I don't know nothing else on this earth, I know makeup. I know makeup. I know products. I know the geeky, nerdy stuff about it. So here we are. I'm so happy. I am so happy. I have not been this happy in a really long time. So sometimes you just got to cast a net and see where it takes you. This goes back to me just surrendering my whole career to God and letting Him do what He does. So cast one more net. I'll see y'all in the next one.